Welcome to this next lesson. This is going to be about the Constitutional Convention. We're going to answer questions. What is the supreme law of the land? What does the Constitution do? What happened at the Constitutional Convention? When was the Constitution written? The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. Who is the father of our country? And who was the first president? But before we get into these questions, we're going to do a review. The review from last time, questions were, why did the colonists fight the British? Think of one reason why they did that. No self-government, high taxes, and quartering in houses. The soldiers would live in their houses. What did the Declaration of Independence do? It said we were no longer with Great Britain, said we were an independent nation, and it gives a list of reasons why we are independent. For the review, if you can remember, what are two rights in the Declaration of Independence? I'll give you a hint, there's three: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Names rhymes with Jefferson. That's right, Thomas Jefferson. And when was the Declaration of Independence adopted? Think fireworks. And yes, July 4th, 1776. And when do we celebrate Independence Day? Take a guess right there, July 4th. And what is the supreme law of the land? There's a picture of it right here. Starts out with we the people. Yes, that is right. It's the Constitution. And what does it do? It sets up the government, defines the government, protects the basic rights of Americans. When it sets up the government, we get the legislative, executive, and judicial. We'll be going into more in depth later. And about protecting the basic rights of America, that's the Bill of Rights. Again, we'll be doing that a little later. And going more in depth into all these, but this is kind of an overview. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? The Constitution was written, and we call the people who wrote the Constitution the Founding Fathers. They kind of founded our nation, things at the beginning. And here's a artist's rendition of how he imagined it was. There's actually Ben Franklin there sitting down, and George Washington standing up. When was the Constitution written? It was written in 1787. So a while back. It's still good today. We're still using it. And after they had the Constitution, they had to get the states to ratify it, and the Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. So these try to help to convince the states to pass it. Now the first one right here is James Madison. You can see him up there, a little serious-looking guy. This other one is also serious-looking, Alexander Hamilton. These were two of the founding fathers, and very interesting history. Who was the first president and who was called the father of our country? This person right here, hint, he's on your dollar bill. Yep, that's right, George Washington. Now, just for a final review, just to go over it one more time. What is the supreme law of the land? No, it's not the president, it's the Constitution. What does the Constitution do? It sets up the government, defines the government, and protects the basic rights of Americans. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? They all got together and they wrote something. The Constitution was written. Or you could also say the Founding Fathers wrote the Constitution. When was the Constitution written? Well, I'll give you a hint. It was in the 1787. And the Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. I gave you two here. If you can remember one of them. James Madison. Who's the other one? Alexander Hamilton. And who is the quote, the father of our country? I'll give you a hint. He's also the first president. Who was the first president? It's the same person, George Washington. And the next time we're going to talk a little bit about the preamble to the Constitution. It starts out with "We the People," and just letting you know the paintings of James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, George Washington are in the public domain, and the one of the sign of the Constitution is also available to do. And this is an excellent site, teachingamericanhistory.org/convention. Great site, and again, feel free to share this video.